We're both streaming and recording today here with the MITS cars. And we are live. Looking over, starting from the rear of the field is Shop 21. And over in 5th place we have East 951. Over in 4th place, T7 Jake in the 24 Rats machine that was usually driven by BK Master, although he's taking over for this race. Nar in the 42 Stack car. And in 2nd place we have Arisnetta in the 78 42 machine. And in our pole position we have Jack Pro PC, only 2/10 between the two of them in qualifying. We'll have to see how that develops. And Shive, can you please close your door? Or else I'll do it for you. We are going to do 2 pace laps, and the corner cut limit is going to be 20. And Scott McLaughlin won, by the way. Alright, going to go light yellow a little bit. Let me just change. Let me just clear the time board. And East, stop playing with your lights. Lights are yellow. Go in the driver ahead of you guys. LC 500. This is the first time it's been used as official pace car. These things usually ran without one up to this point, though we finally are starting to see a decently sized field today. We're going to activate view names. Unfortunately, Arisnetta can probably be a little antsy here, waiting for the start this time by. So, I'm going to accelerate once we get past that turn again, that's lap. And you guys got to hold pace until I call green. You now have 1 lap to go. Right to the Jack Pro was slightly aggressive tire warming. We'll see if he has any issues coming up later on. You do not want to be on that grass. The grass is still a little wet from rain, a little dried up, as you can see. Shive having some issues. Shive trying to make her way back up, and we'll probably be okay to go. Maintain a 60-mile-an-hour pace speed. We're going to increase 60 and hold 60. We're now going to do 1 more lap under yellow. We're going to do 1 more lap under yellow. Shive and do that again with the black flag. Become a 20-lap race in that case. Arisnetta, please pick up the pace so we can get this going soon. Arisnetta, please make your way over so we can get this started. Everyone else give the space up. Everyone else give this. Let's see if we're good enough this time, guy. Stop tire warming, please. No more tire warming from this point. I'm increasing my speed over when I go to 60, so that's 60. Over when I start doing 60 miles an hour. That grass is really slippery. Whole pace. Then we're gonna call this to one more because Knob is too far back. We're gonna revert back and try to change back to -1. Yeah, but you were way too far behind. I didn't like the way that was going. I think the people were accelerating too early. Plus I crashed, so a little embarrassing on my part, but that's what this is done with. East 951 already pulling off for some reason. East 951, black flag. It's MITS car, but it still is an organized series, and I'm going to try to run it as an organized race. I'm making 60 miles an hour, I'm going to try to get this one in. Currently, cutting this out works, so last time I was able to get away with that. Full pace, everyone. Full pace. Green flag. The green flag now out. Is anyone going to jump the start? Shipe's looking like he's got a good start, but he's not going to jump it. Meanwhile, for the lead, Jack Crow with an early jump. We're now left to 5 cars. And I think there could be a bit of a dogfight, 3 wide, potentially coming up here. Shipe trying to make a move all the way started in the back, now making his way up to the podium as it's almost 3 wide through the turn. Although it's going to be between Nar 05 and Shipe 21. Jake in the slide through by Nar. As Nar side by side with Jake trying to make up a spot. Shipe 21 catching up to Arisnetta. Nar side by side with Arisnetta, gets by for the time being, although Arisnetta might get a better exit than Nar. Has to make the way up and down the hills. Arisnetta now making the move by Shipe 21. And she's by Nar. Is going to go a little bit onto the grass, but he keeps his car under control. As he peeks over side by side down the oval turn with Shipe 21, and they now go out. Arisnetta loose, and she spun out. Almost about kept her car under control for the time being, although she's all the way back. I would like to put a bet that I think that the winner today is more than likely bound to be Jack Crow. Meanwhile, for a second though, pretty decent looking dogfight here. Number 05 currently leading the pack is Shipe 21 onto the grass, loose and out. T7 Jake making up ground, and Number 5 side by side into the club section. Though Jake is going to make the move to get by. Arisnetta onto the grass a bit, almost spins out, keeps her car under control. As Jake and Nar side by side through the oval turn. Jake a bit to the point now on the exit. Down the back straightaway they go. Now through the final turn as we are now 3 laps into the race. 21 laps. T7 Jake currently holding second place. Arisnetta making up a little bit of ground on Nar 05, but Nar is going to get onto the grass, almost spins out. So does Arisnetta. Arisnetta all the way around. She is spun out on the grass. Shipe 21 going up and down the hills. As Arisnetta not too far ahead of Shipe. That might be your next battle here for 4th. Unless Nar is back up to things. Yes, he is. Gets by T7 Jake into the final turn. As you can see, Jack Crow a whole straightaway ahead and a turn. T7 Jake catching up a little bit of ground, and Nar 05 as well as Eris. Eris seemingly timing her shifting a little bit better than Jake here. As Arisnetta is going to slide through T7 Jake. Arisnetta catch up a little bit ground on Narwhal 5, though her car struggles to keep under control. It's going to allow Jake to catch up a bit more ground. Arisnetta picking up towards Narwhal 5, side by side, down the front straightaway. And Arisnetta is going to make her way through. Eris now at the front as she makes a corner cut. And she's loose again. You might want to just roll it onto the track once you're through. Arisnetta, you are 5 cuts away from a 10-second time penalty. You should be aware of that. Be careful. Number 5, T7 Jake. Once again in a battle for second place, as it looks like Jake gets a pretty decent looking exit on Nar. As Jack Crow's actually lost a little bit of the ground he had before, probably got a little bit loose. Narwhal 5, not the best exit. Jake gonna make his way over side by side, up and down the hills into the club section. Is anyone going to make any significant moves here? Looks like Nar is going to brake a little bit later. That little bit later braking helped quite a bit, as there's now about a 4 or 5 car length gap between the two of them, though it's going to come back soon. I see Jake with a good exit off the oval turn. Jake has gathered quite a bit of experience on that turn through these past few weeks. He's been doing a bunch of driver testing to make sure that the SLC drivers that we have in the future are, generally good drivers. Have been helping him out as he gets a good run off the turn 1. Nar a little bit touching the grass, and he's going to fall back into third place. Arisnetta moving up a little bit of ground as Nar suddenly snaps and spins out. That's going to be a little bit of a hard mistake, although he still holds 4th place for the time being. Arisnetta now making up ground on T7 Jake, as it is still possible for Nar to make up that gap they lost. There's a bunch of race left. T7 Jake in 2nd place, Arisnetta 3rd place, about a second between the two drivers, although it could easily lower as time goes by. Arisnetta, not the quick time, is Jack Crow PC with a 41.666. I'd say that's Devil's number. Maybe some people would see him as so, and I think Chai might be the first lap car coming by at some point in the next 5 laps, so he'll probably be 1 lap down. Jake seemingly extending his gap over Eris. I think Eris had a small issue earlier on, as Nar is only about half a straightaway behind from Arisnetta once again. Arisnetta gonna have to make up a lot of ground if she wants to get back. It's about a 4-second gap between her and Jake. It is certainly reachable. And we'll have to see if Shibe is getting approached by Jack at any point. Yes, he is. He is overlapped. Shibe is now 1 lap down. That is your first lap car of the day. Arisnetta, back up to her. She's getting a little bit loose off the oval turn. Maybe she's making up ground, though. She's been generally a bit faster than Jake, although these past few laps she's been faltering behind little by little. I think she's lost that energy. A lot of drivers tend to do the same. They race very well, and I think even Shai was here doing that. Then they make a few errors, and those errors just seem to collect up as, what is that? Shai, that is gonna be a strict warning since you're far behind. I won't black flag you, but if you do that again, you will be. That was one of the cuts ever. Anyways, there's Netta. Last lap, she has been a little bit better than Jake. She's been making up ground. And I think that might be T7. Who was that pulled in? Oh, that was me. Or actually, wait. Tartel, Narwhal 05 now about to be overlapped by Jack Pro PC. Narwhal 05 now pulling it in. He is 1 lap down, and we have 4 cars left in the race. Shive 21, a little loose there. As T7 Jake Arisnetta battling for position as we speak. Arisnetta has been picking up that ground on T7 Jake as they make their way through the final turn side by side down the front straightaway. Arisnetta has been gaining better exits overall. And she gets to the second place spot for the moment, although she goes wide through turn 1. T7 Jake going to get back to the second place spot. We're over halfway through, by the way. Arisnetta had a good run for a moment, but she's losing a little bit more. And as I said earlier, drivers do tend to do this sort of thing where and Shive is into the tire barriers. Arisnetta picking up a little bit of ground. T7 Jake. Now, as they make their way over to turn 1, we are going to see about 7 laps to go. And it'll become even less as he goes by. It's going to be 6 to go for Jack Pro. He's now by the line. Arisnetta trying to make some ground up, but once again, another near spin for her. She's going to keep her car under control, but the gap is up again. And this is a bit of a section you don't quite want to lose speed. It's flat out the entire way through in these MITS cars. That is definitely a slightly annoying mistake to make, although it could be made up by the end of the race. Jack Pro PC came here on a whim, although he has been dominating this race by a pretty good margin. 26 seconds ahead of T7 Jake, and rising as we speak. Okay, I think that's why. Okay. Jack Pro PC now made his way over around the oval turn. Arisnetta has fallen a little bit behind more as Shive is once again into the tire barriers. He is going to hold a 4th place position. That could mean something by the end of the race, or by the end of the championship, if he could at least finish this one. It's not exactly been the best performance for Shive. He had a more solid one during the Rothmans race. As the gap between Eris and Jake is staying a little bit more, though she is on a purple sector 1, we might see her go quick time. And I believe on the back of the front stretch, that was Jack Pro. About to overlap Eris here, maybe Jake. Although it is a bit of a big gap to get over. Arisnetta has not gone quick time. His Shive is off the grass once again. It's been a bit of a nuisance of a race for him. He's currently 4 laps down. We are gonna hush up, let you guys, unless actually Arizona's been making up a little bit of ground. T7 Jake, we might as well get back to commentary. I was about to let off and give a minute for the drivers to play the cars out, but Arizona has been making up a little bit of ground to T7 Jake. As there is spin for Eris, she is hard into the wall. By the way, 3 laps to go for Jack Pro PC. Jack Pro PC is now going to overlap Arisnetta. I believe that's going now, unless something happens to T7 Jake. That's going to be the race. We'll have to see though, as Jack Pro's going to make his way over down the backstretch into the final turn. And it's a whole straightaway between Eris and Jake. I do believe that's more than likely the race. 2 laps to go for Jack Crow PC. Jack Crow's been doing pretty solid this race. I'd like to say, I mean, he's overlapped everyone except for Jake. I'm not sure if he'll be able to get to that range by the end of this day, but he will more than likely at least get everyone else. That's been a sort of theme with these races. White flag in the air for Jack Crow PC, and all else they're behind. There's now is probably going to try to pick up the pace, trying to see if she could at least get a chance to get back to T7 Jake. And Eris now is going to go wide and once again into the tire barriers, or into the wall, not even the barriers. And that is certainly her race. Meanwhile, coming down the backstretch, Jack Crow PC. Through the final turn goes Jack Crow PC, and your winner will be Jack Crow PC. Comes across the line. Everyone else white flag. Shy once again into the barriers as Sarah's now is going to finish 1 lap down. She doesn't even finish, so that will more than likely be counted towards as a DNF. Leaving us to a surprise podium for Shy if he could finish this race, and Eris cannot. Coming across the line in second place, we have T7 Jake. And Shine crosses the line. It's a little bit of an awkward moment. I don't think I've seen this type of situation happen before. She did not finish. She crashed, or she disconnected final lap. I honestly, I don't think we've actually made a rule on that. I think I might count as a DNF, but yeah, that's gonna have to probably be a rule rewriting time, because yeah. But I think the more appropriate thing is just to count as a DNF for the time being. But we will rewrite the rules and probably do something different next time. And it's frustration from Arisnetta. I do apologize for that. That had to be painful.